Hey everybody, it's Ryan with Pot Records, and I'm here with the Jagaloons. How are you guys?
Good, Ryan.
Great.
How's it going?
Great.
Good, good. I'm glad we got to hook up. We had to juggle some things around, but I was listening to your music today, and I loved how peppy the first few songs were on it. Kind of faster beat. You want to talk about maybe how you guys developed your sound and your influences?
Sure. Um, as far as our influences, we listen to pretty much a huge spectrum of stuff. The three of us, all four of us in the band. Joey's not here, but we've all been involved in hardcore and punk and hard rock, metal stuff over the years. So we started this band in, what was it, Josh, 2015? It was kind of
Sure.
side project of a hardcore band that we were in at the time. But we've been listening to surf and spy and spaghetti and all the other genre stuff for forever. As far as the sound of the first, I guess you're talking about Ruin the Party.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Sound on that is a combination of the gear and recording ability we had at the time, and influences. So it's not clean traditional surf. It's a little dirtier. That's some of the more punk influence coming in. I wouldn't say we're surf punk or anything like that, but it's not that traditional clean surf sound.
Yeah, definitely. I can hear that influence in it, but like you said, it's not Agent Orange, but you could definitely hear it in there a little bit.
Yeah.
So where do you guys hail from?
Parts unknown.
Upstate New York. I mean, Capital District, Albany, Troy, that area.
Okay.
Shining capital of New York State.
Beautiful
So
Hudson River.
what are you working on right now? Is there anything interesting that you guys are doing during the quarantine, maybe to get ready for when everything opens up?
Yeah, we're actually in the middle of recording right now. We've got like 8 new songs that we're getting down. It's not going to be all one release. We're doing probably a 7-inch EP and then some top secret projects, and save some stuff for splits or comps or things like that. So just we're churning out a bunch of new songs and want to get them down before we end up with 30 new songs to deal with again. So
We should probably mention our quarantine cover song, Jeff.
yeah, talk about that.
We were approached. It's interesting. We were approached probably last summer, spring, summer, and we were approached by it's just a kind of a weird email we got saying that there was a guy wanted out of Russia. His name Alexander wanted to do a comp of bands from around the world doing surf covers of classical compositions. So it was kind of, it seemed sketchy for sure. We weren't really sure whether it was legit or not. Immediately we all kind of went to, well, let's pick some, if you look at American composers, you look at a lot of film and television stuff. You have John Williams, you've got Danny Elfman and some great stuff like that. So we're all really pumped to do some Pee-wee's Big Adventure or Star Wars or Back to the Future or any of that stuff. And of course, he came back and said he really wanted something that was more of a symphonic, legitimate classical thing. And so we kind of dug around and we came up with an Aaron Copland song or piece, and then we put together. We recorded it. Well, we recorded it actually in the time of COVID when things were looking good. So we're in the summer, we were able to get back together and do a little quick recording, and it came together. We sent it off thinking, well, let's see what happens. And lo and behold, about a month ago, it came out, and it's a really comp. It came out on Sharawaji Records, which is also happens to be the record label that Ruin the Party came out on, and it's really awesome. A lot of great bands, Messer Chups and Red Elvises, and all sorts of really cool stuff on it.
Oh, that's great. How was it?
So,
How was it translating a classical composition to surf? How complicated was that for you?
I mean, luckily the piece we picked, I think, translated pretty well. It's already instrumental, so that's definitely a step up right there. Um, you got to play around with the composition a little bit, and some parts work and some parts don't, and so you kind of strip it down. And obviously, you're only working with 4 instruments, so you got to get a little more creative with how you do some parts. But yeah, the comp is called what is it? Orchestral Pit Reverberations.
Yeah.
And there's 23 bands on it or something like that. It just came out last month. It's pretty awesome. We're outshined by a lot of bands on that one. So,
yeah. But it came together. It actually came together actually pretty easily for us. I mean, we put tuxedos on and got a conductor. It was easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
It was great.
So, um, so you have something coming out. You got a lot of songs in the works. How many records do you have out, and where can people find them?
So we've got 2 full lengths out currently. First is our debut LP, Ruin the Party. That's on Sharawaji Records, and that's on LP, CD, and digital. And so that came out in 2019. In 2020, we released an album of all cover songs, and that one's called The Jagaloons Knock You Up. It's a kind of a spoof on the Ventures Knock You Out.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell our sense of humor with stuff. And it's a mix of some are actual traditional surf songs, some are pop songs. Some metal and punk stuff on there that we kind of surfed up a bit. That we put out ourselves, but it is going to get repressed on Sharawaji onto vinyl. It was just CD only. People can find all of that on our Bandcamp page. The short URL is just the jagaloons.com. So that redirects you to our Bandcamp page. So you can get digital or buy copies there. So.
Funny thing, we were supposed to, actually it's been a year, the 21st of March, we were supposed to have our Knock You Up release show. That was canceled because of COVID. So we haven't even gotten time to promote the record, but here we are talking about it worldwide.
So what are some of the covers you did? I'm interested in knowing about some of the metal covers. I love metal, but it's kind of hard for me to imagine them translating to surf. Could you tell me about those?
Yeah, we did a cover of Judas Priest Breaking the Law.
Okay.
So, just change up the beat a little bit and not have it be as heavy, and the vocal lines just translate to the lead guitar work, and it's already a good riff to work with there. We did a Poison Idea cover on there of a Plastic Bomb, renamed it Plastic Bombora. We did a Blitz cover, good old British Oi Blitz. What else is on there? Traditional surf stuff that we did was Squad Car, Cecilia Ann. We did a Shadowy Men on a Shadowy song. There's a Lady Gaga song on there. Portishead, Venture song. We're all over the place. It's kind of a good.
Times.
Yep. it's a pretty good representation, going back to your first question of what our influences are,
Yeah,
because it's all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to check out the Cecilia Inn because it's an amazing song, and I love the Pixies. So
Yeah, yeah, it's online. I'll send you a copy.
oh, cool.
Yeah,
That
I'll
would
hook up
that would fit in well
later.
with our radio show. We play surf on our radio show, so that would be pretty cool.
Great.
Um, so how did you guys get together? Uh, being all from New York, or did you guys be remotely working? Like, how did you guys get together?
Yeah, so Josh, Joey, our other guitarist, and I, we've all known each other for 15, 20 years, played in various bands. In 2015, the three of us were playing in an Albany-based hardcore punk band. And it's funny because one practice, our singer never showed up. So we were kind of just shooting the shit, and we're like, we should start a surf band because we don't need a vocalist, and kind of screw him, he didn't show up. And everybody was into the idea, so we just started doing some surf songs out of that. And then it turned from being a fun little side project to a full-fledged band. Our original drummer Jared decided to quit. He kind of had too much on his plate, and I reached out to Jeff, who I'd been in a band with for a good 6-7 years prior, and he was stoked to do this. So we pulled him in, and he kicked us up a notch as far as our playing and stuff like that, and really kind of got more serious once Jeff joined. And we had a lot lined up for this past year, but COVID, so that all kind of got paused. So
That's unfortunate because once you gain the momentum, it's kind of like the wind's taken out of your sails. But
hopefully, go ahead.
what's cool is you do have that covers record, and you'll have something to tour behind if the other stuff isn't ready when everything opens up.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's nice about Sharawaji wanting to re-release it. We'll kind of, we did it ourselves, so it's kind of under the radar. But this will be a legitimate release with, available on streaming platforms and in distros and things like that. So it'll get out there a little easier. And like you said, once everybody's able to actually get out there and play out again, we'll push it again. So.
Very cool. So before we wrap up, I want to see if you guys have anything you want to talk about, any topics that we haven't covered that you want to talk about, or something you want people to end, a note to end on that you might want people to know about.
Josh?
I'd say pick up our covers album, since we didn't really get a lot of boost out of it, or hit the West Coast like we were supposed to, or the Southern Stomp Fest or whatever, Surf Fest. Go to the Bandcamp.
We're gonna play that this year.
Okay,
Yep.
Go to the Bandcamp, get the Surf covers record. And going back to your first question, the first record, we got a couple covers, Specials cover and a Man or Astro Man cover. So we are all over the place, in fact. So get the covers record, and then by that time you'll have them all studied, and they'll have hopefully new EP out, and we'll switch it up on you.
Which special song did you do?
Gangsters.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool. It came out really good, actually.
That's one of my favorites, honestly. And that's the thing I would say too. It's for us is, I mean, we definitely are a surf band as a genre goes. But I think if you go back through the two records that are out now, the things we're recording now, we're definitely in that Man or Astro Man, or just an instrumental band that we can get. There's a song that we're recording now that's real spacey and real crazy, and there's another one that's real poppy, and I was thinking back today about the song, And when I wrote it, I was just thinking like how it came up. And then today, as I was listening to Spotify, an XTC song came on. I said, well, that was my influence for this song. And that's obviously not a surf band. We're definitely into definitely a lot of different things now. And so for people that don't really want to hear, that traditional surf stuff, I think that we're definitely outside the box and definitely should check it out.
Very cool. I was talking to the Guantanamos. I don't know if you know those guys from Italy.
Yep.
And he has a classical background. And so when you guys mentioned doing the classical song, it got me thinking about him.
They're on the comp.
What's that?
I think they're on that comp.
Yeah, that would make
I'll have to
sense.
check.
Right? That would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, it was great talking to you guys. I'm glad.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm glad Sarawaji picked up your covers album, and I would love to get a vinyl copy of that. So I'm going to visit your Bandcamp when it comes out, and I suggest other people do too because they got a great thing going on. And I want to thank you guys very much.
Thank you
Well,
very
thank
much.
you.
Thanks, Ryan.
One last plug. Assuming the world opens back up, we're supposed to play Southern Surf Stomp last year, and that got canceled. So they're just keeping the same lineup this year. So 2021 September in Atlanta, we'll be playing.
What day is that in September? Do you have a date?
I don't know.
No, I have a weekend
Check Facebook.
called Ohana to go get hammered all weekend and lose myself to the world. So
Same weekend.
same week, I have to get a fill in. Ryan's going to fill in for me on bass. It'll be really easy because unlike Jeff and Kurt, who know how to play music, I don't. Like this is you got the I don't got much to say in this because you're talking influences and everything else, and I just sit back and I let Jeff and Kurt talk a lot about what they got going on. Like he's talking about XTC and shit. Like holy shit, like that's some crazy shit, like and then Jeff came up with like a lot of the arrangement and Kurt with the classical song we did. So let's not let them be so modest. I mean, I'm a dummy and our guitar player's an even bigger dummy. So just think if there was no dummies in this band, how far along it would be. So I'll thank them in here.
You're welcome.
It just might be my pineapple juice talking, but I love you guys.
That was awesome.
Uh,
Well, you guys have a great night, and thanks so much for talking to me, and thanks for being patient with me.
Thanks,
Hey, no
Ryan.
problem, man.
Me and my
Let's go
technical
Mets.
difficulties.
All right, man.
All right, see you guys.
All
See
right.
ya.
Thanks, Ryan.
New York.
Bye.